RESTful web services. RESTful web services stands for, okay, REST services stands for RESTful web services. It is developed on the basis of a servlet. It is developed on a basis of a servlet architecture. And as I said, SOA protocol is developed using XML, and RESTful web services is developed on the basis of HTTP. There is no XML involved in it. Complete HTTP is involved in it. Okay, now where do you have to RESTful web services are also called as JAX RS, Java API, okay, for RESTful web services. Okay, Jersey is the one who has implemented RESTful web services, and you have to download the RESTful web services from this specific location, right? If you okay, so this location you have to download. You will get the jar files. Now okay, now let me show you the RESTful web services. Okay, now I will say JAX REST2. Now what you do is, see, I have downloaded JAX web, like jar files. Okay, these are all the JAX RS, RESTful web services jar files. Now what I have done is I have created a web development project using J2EE as the perspective, okay, and I have taken this okay. Now I have created this one. Now you look at okay. Now what I want you to do is, okay, I want you to look at this portion. Okay, now you develop a web.xml because the RESTful web services is depending on the REST, servlet architecture. In the servlet architecture in web.xml, you have couple of things. One, you have something called servlet mapping, correct? Then you have a servlet information. Okay. Okay, now the servlet mapping, you have Jersey RESTful web services. That is, the URL pattern is /rest/star. Then it is the servlet name is Jersey RESTful web services. You look at Jersey RESTful web services, it is com.sun.jersey.spa.container.servlet container. So basically this is the Jersey jar file In the jar file, you will find the class information. This is your servlet. Right, this is what you just copy and paste this one. Basically this holds good for all the RESTful web services. Once you load the hello web.xml, you copy and paste, it should work the same. You need not modify anything. Now what you do is, now let's look at this. Okay, you have get. At get is basically you have a HTML get. Okay, that is, you remember HTML get and post, right? So produces, at produces is annotation which will specify whether it is a output is a HTML, XML or anything. You have a public, that means this is available for everyone. String is the one which returns what is the output. Say HTML hello. So say HTML hello is the name of the function where it is taking the parameters. Query parameter is the parameter which is taking from the user name. Okay, as name you are using is the name. Query parameter card number you are reading inside as a card number, and amount as amount as an integer. Okay, here is a string and here is a string. Now what are you doing in this? You are displaying the value of name, okay, amount and string. Okay, then you are checking if the amount is greater than a lakh, then you are specifying the amount is greater than a lakh, the credit card is not approved. If the amount is less than a lakh, you can use a credit card is approved. Okay, then what is it doing? It is saying HTML, it is constructing the HTML title, so it will say credit card authorization, then name, whatever is a name, then finally in header 1, the return string, whether it is approved or not. You are constructing one HTML and returning from this web service, right? All what you have to, this is all is web service, nothing like, complicated about it. See, the name is given web service, web service. Web service is a function which is run on the server where outside people can access it calling that function. That's all. Now what I will do, I will run this code. Okay, now Tomcat is loaded and your web services is loaded on it, right? Now it is like a bank. Okay, the bank will decide. Okay, it is saying the Tomcat is being used by another port. Hold on. Let me run this, otherwise Tomcat is not running. Yeah, so Tomcat somehow it is run. Now if you look at this, the web service I'm running from the this one from URL localhost 8080 is the server which I'm running. JAX REST2 is my project. Okay, JAX REST2 is my project, and then I'm using REST. Anything on the REST is which I have specified in terms of a web.xml. See here, anything REST.star I'm using, this is a servlet, right? Now hello is the name of the path I should be executing, right? So that I have specified here, path equal to hello, on top I have specified here. Okay, anything with the path hello, REST hello, it will come to this. And in the REST, I can have hundreds of services like credit card authorization, credit card approval, rejection, like checkbook request, fund transfer, anything. I can have different paths like hello.java, or like I can specify any other thing, right? I can specify checkbook request is another path. Okay, you write one function like checkbook request, that's it. Right? So it's a different way of calling. Then the name, This is the input parameter. The moment you specify the question mark, from there on the input parameters will come. Okay. Now name equal to Charan. Ampersand means you are separating one parameter with another parameter. The card number is 12323, 123, amount is 1 lakh. So it has come here to the web service. If you see the output, you will see that, okay, see here, whatever the input which has come to the web services function, it has come, name is Charan, okay, 1 lakh and amount is less than 1 lakh. So it has come to this condition. Amount is less than 1 lakh. So the credit card amount is approved. Now I will do one thing. Name, I will change it to Vishwas. Vishwas. Card number, I will keep it one more, 4, and I will make it 1 lakh again. So it says credit card amount is approved. See here, Vishwas has come. This. Now what I will do, I will change the credit card amount to 2 lakhs. So maximum it can approve is 1 lakh. Let's say bank can approve only 1 lakh. Right? Now it will say credit card amount not approved. See here. Now if I go to web service, it says Vishwas 2 lakhs, the amount is greater than lakh. So it has come to this if condition. The amount is greater than lakh, so hence credit card is not approved. So the bank will respond like that. Now you have to do is, first step is download Jersey, okay, jar files. Next, create, okay, dynamic web project, okay, then copy web.xml. It is there, like, you know, just once you type it, later on you copy it. Create a class, okay, and provide the path, okay, then write a function, okay, before that specify at get and at produces, okay, then in the function use query param as specified here and process logic written in HTML format. That's it you have to do. Very, very simple. A web service is very simple. It's not at all complicated. It is like normal servlet code with extension of facilities are provided. More facilities are provided for this. Okay. And you have to, the way I have communicated over here, okay, in your Java program also, you can write this, you can fire the URL and get the output. Okay. Now, let me show you another code. The same jersey.jar, whatever I have downloaded, I have put into the lib directory. I have created a dynamic web project, okay, and your web.xml remains the same. It is like your hibernate hibernate.cfg.xml, the configuration information. The first time if you write, it remains the same. Similarly, it remains the same for your Jersey web services. You can pass as collection source, but the problem is that you need to have that particular data type in the server also. If the server doesn't have that, you will not be able to. What server takes, you have to pass that particular data type only. Good question. Because client should send what server understands. Okay, if you look at you have the path as pay calculator, name of the class is hello parameter, at get is there, then path. So the thing is, now what I am doing, if you look at in the previous example, okay, I have given the name of the path, like, you know, name, variable name also I am giving here, name, card number, amount, everything. You see here, card number. In this, you will not, see when I specify path over here, first path is for the path of the program, second path is for the name of the variable which the user will send, employee name, basic HRA deduction. I need not specify as part of the URL. See here, this is the URL I'm going to give, name, basic, HRA, DA, deductions, all those things I will not be specifying the name, path name, the variable name I'm not specifying. If okay, so I can specify like this also. In the previous example, I used query parameter. Is here I have specified as the path parameter. Okay, so EMP name, basic HRA, DA, all these values I have taken. Now, basic HRA, DA minus deductions, I'm having a total pay. Now, what am I doing? I'm like, I'm constructing the final output, employee name, and the total package is this much. So let's say this is about the web service where it will take the data for the this is the salary computation. Okay, web service, I will pass all the data, employee name and all the data for the employee, and it will compute with the including the tax calculation, everything, and it will respond back the total of the salary. Right now, it can if you want, you can implement this for an organization and make it little more complicated and little more real time. Like you can include LTA, okay, leave transport allowance, right? Then many things like there are 15 to 18 parameters are there. If you want to make it much more real time, you can implement that. You can extend this. Then response status 200 is everything is okay. An entity output, so this is the output, and build. So basically it will build your response object in a okay, so which displays this output and sends back to the whatever you ask for. Right now, let me run this code. Its web services development is very easy, not at all complicated. Take one web.xml, just download Jersey jar files, take one web.xml, copy it, create one class file, okay, then create one class file, write path in that, then write one function, okay, then take the data, whatever you are taking, perform and return back. Simple, very, very simple. Okay, now you look at this. Localhost 8080 is where my server is running. This is IP address where your server runs. JAX RS path parameter is the one, my program. Okay, this is the program I run. Okay, then I have REST. REST is where the module I am specifying. Anything with the REST, I am using a servlet container. That is what I am specifying in web.xml. Now, pay calculator is a path. That is one of the web services, pay calculator. In REST / I can have 10,000 services like that. One organization can provide 100 services. One of the services, pay calculator. Now I am passing all the things, Charan, basic, DA, HRA, DA, and this one. So what is the output of it? What should be the output of it? Can you just tell me? 1000, 100 plus 100 minus 100, it will be 1100. Correct? So it's here, employee Charan, total salary is 1100 is a salary. Okay. Now I will do one thing. I will modify. I will say here, I will say Sonam. Okay. Now I will make this as 5,000, 300, 200. Okay. This is a salary calculation. 5,000 plus 5,500 minus 100 is 5,400. The web service should display for me. See here, this is what is coming from a web service. Okay, so this is taking the input and getting me the output, right? Okay, now let me look at the web service. The same thing, you have a web.xml, the same thing, absolutely no change. Okay, I have all the Jersey jar files which are there attached. Now, if you look at Java resources, Okay, so it's basically an employee class with ID, name, department and role, okay, with getter and setter methods. Okay, now I'll give you another way looking at this program. Basically, see, the output a web service can generate is either XML or JSON format, right? What I will do is, so basically your path is XML, this is the class name, get is the input and ID is the path name, so you need not mention. Correct. Here it is XML. Correct, so now. See, that's what we are specifying now. It produces. Annotation produces. It will give you the XML format. Okay. Now, the path parameter ID you are taking, you are creating an object of employee. Now, if it is 1, okay, you are creating this object. If it is 2, you are creating this object and you are returning the employee. See, here you are formatting the object in JSON format and sending back. Similarly, you asked me the question of the object, right? So what you can do is you can receive the object also in the JSON format. Okay, now let me run this code. Now Tomcat has to be loaded and your web service has to be loaded. Now what I will do, I will take up, okay, what I will give, this is what I will give. HTTP localhost 8080 is my server where it is running. JAX _RS _ XML is where my web service is running. That is a path. Okay, this is my web. Okay, JAX XML is like my project. REST is the location. XML is one of the web service. Okay, and 1 I am passing as the input. If I pass 1, it should say Charan R&D and Technical Consultant. It should display for me as a web service. See here, employee, department R&D, 1, name, role. Now if I pass 2, Kiran will come. See here, admin, ID 2, Kiran is the name. Okay, so this is what will come. Fine. Now the same thing I can convert into JSON format also. What I should do is, let me stop it. Let me rerun it. See here, same thing. Department admin ID 2, name is Kiran, role equal to senior manager. Now I will send in 1. So department R&D ID 1, name equal to Charan, role technical consultant. Right? So if I make it XML there, produces, it generates XML format for me. If it is the JSON, it will generate the output in JSON format for me, the response object. Okay, so that is about your RESTful web services. The same thing, like, you know, create a dynamic web project in Eclipse, jersey.jar file, web.xml, Java files, all those things you added, and web.xml you copy and paste. Once you understand this, that is more than enough. See, like, you know, then this is what the service provider use at get, which is used to get method, and produces is what the web service produces. Okay, and this is the client information, or I can use the client stuff. So I can also server. Okay, let's look at the a real-time example. Okay, object orientation is all the time real-time example, right? Let's say you will go to the shop, okay, and you will ask for something. Whatever the shopkeeper has it, then only he can provide you. If he doesn't have, he cannot give you. Correct? Similarly, let's come back to the web service itself. Web services has got some service which takes the input in a particular format. right? And as a client should send the data in that format only. Then only the web service will understand and responds back, right? That's what I said, that the server should have the object which you are sending, right? Whichever you are sending, that object it should support, right? If you are the service is providing for employee, you cannot send the student information,